So today we are looking at the DebLight Linux distribution. So here is the boot menu of DebLight. So let me quickly boot it in the live boot. So I'm running it on the virtual machine, which is VMware with 60 GB of virtual disk, 8 GB of RAM, and my CPU is i5 1240p. And I'm going to discuss everything about the DebLight Linux as soon as the desktop layout is loaded. So let's wait and see how much of time it's going to consume in the booting process. So here is the login screen. So the password is LIVE. So here is the accessibilities, and here it is in the French language. So you can change it to American English, and here is the date and time, and here you can see the sessions like a default, open box, and other things. So LXDE, so you can choose whatever the session you want. So the password is LIVE. Let me type in and hit enter, and it's going to log you in. So it took almost 2 minutes completely to load up the desktop. So here is our DebLight Linux desktop. So I'm going to first change the display settings, and we're going to discuss everything. So let's go to preference. I'm going to keep everything as default as possible. So I think this is the screen resolution. So my monitor is 1920 x 1080. I'm going to apply. And here is the about LX and R, or the monitor resolution application information, which is 0.3.2. So let's so here you can see the panel or the dock is misplaced. In order to fix these things, you just need to log out, and you can fix those things. So let me log out, and I'm going to type in the password. So here it is in the French. So let's type in LIVE and hit enter, and it's going to fix that dock. So here it is. So it didn't fix the panel. So usually when we log out, it's going to fix that thing, but it's not properly fixing. So I'm running it on the live boot, so maybe that should be issue. Because sometimes I try this when you log it out, and it will be fixed under the panel, but it's not working right now. So I tried that. So let's open the system monitor. Let's go to the, here are all the applications. So it's from the French. So let's find the system monitor or the task manager. So I don't find anything here. So let's slowly see. So there is no applications, I guess, in the like a system monitor or a task manager in the DebLight Linux. So there is no system monitor here, so I'm just going to keep everything like that. Let me open the Firefox web browser, and let's go to the official website. So I hope the internet is at least working in this Linux distribution. So the version you get is 115.14.0 ESR. So here is the version, and here is the official website of the DebLight Linux. So it's in a different language here. It's in French. So we just need to translate into English. So there is nothing here to translate. So let me translate this website. So let's open the Google Translate. Hit enter. Let's open the Google Translate. Let's change it to let's go to the site's websites. I'm going to paste the URL, and I'm going to click enter, and it's going to translate everything in the English, so we can read all those things. So let's change it to English. So it's not really changing here. Let's try it again. So we need to change it to English. Click enter. And here we should be seeing the language change. So here we can read right now. So here are the options. So when you scroll it down, you should be also seeing some other information. For example, like a welcome screen. So it says as a lightweight Linux distribution in the top corner or the top side. A lightweight and fast system for old 32-bit PCs to 64-bit PCs for beginners and experienced individuals, including association. So if it was in English language, it will be very good, but it can only be changed when you install. You just need to change the language in the installation. So it says welcome to DebLight OS here. So let's discuss about the DebLight Linux. So it says it's a fast and user-friendly operating system oriented towards the desktop computer. So it's based indirectly on LMDE, which is LinuxMint Debian environment, and voluntarily on LXDE. So dedicated utility, its main goal is dedicated utilities and specific optimization combined with the focus on access to productive systems. So here is complete information. I'm not going to read everything because it's going to make a video lengthy. So here are some basic things about this distribution. It's based indirectly on LMDE and it's from the French. And about the system requirements, you should be finding all those things here. So DebLight OS is ideal for replacing obsolete systems such as Windows XP 2000. So most of the operating systems we see here is already been not using from past years. So most of the users are using Windows 10, Windows 11 like that. I don't know what they are talking about. Windows XP was way back stopped using. So these were all the old things. And also most of the users are not even using the Windows 7. Windows 8 is completely not used by most of the users. So it's indirectly, I think it's saying like a Windows 10 or Windows 11 maybe. But it's based on LMDE. Most of the people know what's the latest version of LMDE is. That is 6 version. And here is the testing between LXDE and TDE Trinity. LXDE is a little lighter than 3DE. It starts and stops a little faster. So here is complete information of the DebLight Linux. About the downloads, you just need to click on the downloads. So this is the 2024.1 version or the version 1 2024, as you can see. So you get the 32-bit and 64-bit ISO files here. So I downloaded the 64-bit ISO file. So this one. And about the live sessions, here is the username, which is DebLight. The password is LIVE, which I already mentioned in the beginning. So you can download the efficient and lightweight LXDE desktop, which is default for DebLight OS. And about the installation for the Windows, the easiest way to install DebLight OS alongside Windows is to run the setup wizard from Windows and install DebLight as easily as an application. Windows 10, 11, 8, 7 compatible. So this is how it's supported for the Windows 7. So if you ask me, I'm going to say instead of this, it's based on LMDE. It's better to go with that instead of this version. And about the minimum hardware requirements, so here is the minimum requirements. Recommended is 1 GB to be very comfortable in video and internet browser. Disk space is 25 GB. So this is what they are mentioning to have. So like a 350 megahertz or 256 MB of RAM. 1 GB is recommended. So here is the system requirements of this Linux distributions. So if you want the well-known distributions, it's better to go with the LMDE in the LinuxMint website instead of this DebLight Linux. So I randomly found it on the DistroWatch website. So that's the reason. So it's not approved still, but it's available in the DistroWatch waiting list, something like that. So it was there, so I downloaded it. So I don't know whether they are going to accept it or not, but here is the distribution information, which is DebLight OS. So if you ask me, I don't really recommend this distribution. Instead of that, it's better to, they clearly said it's based on LMDE, so it's better to go with the LMDE instead of this DebLight Linux distribution. So they mentioned everything here, and the LMDE 6 version is already available in the LinuxMint website. So you just need to type in like a LinuxMint. Let me show you, and it will take you to the official website, which is linuxmint.com. So here is the website. Just click on the downloads and go to the other LMDE 6, and you should be getting the LMDE 6 version, which is the Debian edition. So here is the ISO file. Click on the download, and the size is 2.5 GB, and it's based on Debian. So here is the Cinnamon edition. You can download this one instead of this DebLight Linux distribution. So this is a good Linux distribution. Here is the release announcement of the LMDE 6 XFCE. So you can get all the information here instead of this distribution, because it's not a well-known distribution. DebLight is not a well-known distribution, so that's the reason. And also you need to change the language and all those things, so it's better to go with the LMDE. But if you're a Linux tester or a distro hopper, you can try this distribution because it's a new Linux distribution available. So you can try that if you're a distro hopper. But if you're a normal user, it's better to stay away from this type of Linux distributions until it's completely safe and all those things. If you want, you can do your own research and find it. Then you can try. Here is the Firefox, the build ID, and the user agent. The kernel version you are right now using is 6.1.0. So for this DebLight Linux distribution, you should be getting the 6.1 version. I think this is the long-term version of the Linux kernel. Let me show you that also. Just type in Linux kernel in the address bar, and you should be getting the first link of the kernel.org website. And about the 6.1, here it is, the long-term version. And when you go to the releases, it will actually show you when until where it's supported. So it's supported until December 2026. So it was released on 2022, which is 23 almost. So it's released on December. So here is the month, here is the date, and it's supported until end of life is almost up till December 2026. So it's 2 years away now. So you have 2 years of support of the Linux kernel. And about the theme, here is the theme, which is mint white dark red, mint white red. And when you scroll it down, you should be also seeing about my RAM, which is 7.7 GB, disk space is 3.7 GB. So here is all the browser information. So when you scroll it down, you should be also seeing other information like a Mesa. So here is the Mesa information, LLVM, and other information will be available. You just need to pause the video and you can read everything. So here is the version 22.3.6, and here you can see Mesa version. So windowing protocol is X11, desktop environment is LXDE, and here is the monitor resolution 1920 into 1080. So this is some information about the browser and some distro information. So this are all the information. So let's check the pre-installed applications we get from this DebLight Linux distribution. So here are all the applications you get from the DebLight. So you basically get most of the things from the LMDE, but other than that, you should be getting some DebLight Linux distribution applications. For example, like 4 or 5 applications, as you can see. The DebLight OS. So these are all the applications. So here it's going to open something, I guess. So it's going to open the website. So it's just a bookmark here. So they didn't add anything here. Preference. Here are some applications on the internet. Nothing. Under the graphics, nothing. So you don't get any bloatwares or anything like that. You just get some URLs of the DebLight. Other than that, some wallpaper change, and I don't think there is much changed here. So let's open the terminal and let's type in some commands here. Let's make it bigger. Let's check the about terminal. You get the 1.0.4. So let me type in neofetch. Hit enter. So it says DebLight version 1. The kernel we already mentioned. Uptime is almost 17 minutes. Packages 2838 dpkg 8 flatpak. Desktop environment is LXDE. Open box. Here are some themes. Here is my CPU, and RAM it's consuming 1.1 GB. So let's type in INXI-SV8 and it will grab complete distro information. So let me show you all those information. So host is a DebLight, kernel version already mentioned, 64-bit. Compiler GCC version is 12.2.0, and here is complete information. And about the desktop, it says LXDE 0.10.1, and the open box version is 3.6.1, and LightDM version is 1.26.0. Distro it says DebLight 1 FAYE, which is FAY, LMDE FAY. So the machine here is so it says indirectly based on LMDE. So here is the machine, which is unnecessary for right now for the video. So let's close this thing. Let's scroll it down. Here is my CPU, which is i5 1240p, which I already mentioned in the beginning. So here is like some vulnerabilities and all those things. You just need to scroll it down. So I accidentally scrolled. So that was some CPU information. Let's talk about the graphics information, which is right here. So here is all the virtualization. Display is X11, XORG version is 1.21.1.7, XVLAN version is 22.1.9, and here are all the available monitor resolutions. So OpenGL version is 4.3, Mesa is 22.3.6, which I already showed you in the beginning. And about the audio, let me show you the audio information. So let's go up and find the audio information. So ELSA version is right here. The Pi-Fi version is 0.3.65, and Pulse Audio version is 16.1. And here is the network information. So it's unnecessary, so I'm just going to leave it everything here. So when we highlight this thing, it's taking a bit of millisecond or some milliseconds delay here. So it's not pretty much smooth, but there is some delay. And also in the virtual machines, there will be some hiccups here and there when compared to the bare metal. So you need to understand these common things. So it will be performing way better on the bare metal. So I don't really recommend these distributions, but if you want to try it, you can try it in the virtual machines or in the live boot. But when you ask me about whether to use this on the main PC or work PC, I don't really recommend it. It's better to go with the LMDE instead of this distribution, because there is literally no change in the Linux distribution other than some wallpaper and some links provided in the application or the, as you can see here. So they provided some links of the DebLight Linux. Other than that, you shouldn't be seeing anything. So there is no bloatware. Instead of this, you can just go with the LMDE instead of this distribution. So it's consuming almost like a 1.2 GB, 1.3 GB of RAM. So it's pretty much not lightweight in the virtual machines, but when you install it on the bare metal, it's going to be lightweight. So I don't really say it's going to consume like just a 500 MB or 600 MB. It's going to consume at least a 900 MB in the startup. And also when you open like a few applications, you need to have a bit of RAM also. So it's recommended to have like a 1 GB of RAM. So I don't think it's considered as a lightweight, but when you install it on the 1 GB RAM, it's going to consume a bit more there. So instead of that, you can go with the LMDE FAY 6 version, which I already showed you how to download. So you can watch those videos in my channel, or you can watch the video of LMDE 6 in other channels also. I don't have any issues. So here is the process 261, uptime is almost 18 minutes, wake ups 212, init system D version is 252, GCC version already mentioned, shell bash version is 5.2.15, and INXA version is 3.3.26. so it's consuming 1.15 GB of RAM. So we pretty much covered everything here, so let's close it. And about the installation, so let's double click on the installer. So here is the installer. So here is the Calamares installer 3.2.61. so you can change the language here, I guess. So here you can change the language when installing, and you can see there is no change in the installer. So it's pretty much completely of LMDE, so there is no change other than some wallpaper and a few application links. Other than that, there is literally no change in the Linux distribution. So you can change the language if you want to try it. Here you can choose the language. Again, everything is same. You can customize. The system language will be set to American English, and also the numbers and date locales will be set to American English, United States. If you want to keep everything like that, you can keep it, or else you can change according to your wish. About the keyboard, you can change to your keyboard here. I'm choosing the English United States, and here is how you need to install. So if you don't know, or if you are a new Linux user and you don't know how to install, then you need to watch tutorials on how to install the Linux distribution. Because I'm just going to give you a small description and I'm not going to install it anything here. So it's better to watch some tutorials in the YouTube channel. So I never made installation tutorials videos in my channel. That's the reason I'm recommending to watch someone's video, because I'll be covering everything of that Linux distribution. I never made a specific installation video, so that's the reason it's better to watch some other tutorials. And also my videos will be like a 20-25 minutes lengthy, because I'll be covering most of the things. So that's the reason it's better to watch like a short videos in the YouTube. When you watch like a 2-3 videos, and you should be good with the installation. So I'm going to give you a small information here. So here you need to choose your specific drive. If you have a multiple installation drives, choose the drive where you want to install the DebLight Linux distribution. So if you want to go with the erase disk option, it's going to wipe everything. It's going to delete everything in that specific chosen drive. Even its current operating system, media files, photos, whatever it's available in that specific drive, it's going to erase everything, and it's going to only install the DebLight OS in that hard drive as a single operating system. So here are other options. And when you go with the manual partitioning, before choosing this option, you need to create a partition in that drive, and you can choose the specific drive here, and you can install it as a dual boot operating system. And also you should be seeing two operating systems in the boot menu when you do a dual boot. One will be the current operating system, and the other will be the DebLight. So in the created partition, it will be installed as a DebLight Linux distributions. So you should be seeing two partitions in the boot menu, or the two operating systems in the boot menu, and you can choose whatever you want to put it in. And if you want, you can encrypt your system by providing the password, which should be same in the both the boxes here. And the current drive will be like this. After installation, it will be like this. And about the bootloader location, here are the three options. If you watch the tutorials, then you good with the installation. So it's not a complicated thing here in the installation. It's pretty much easy to install. And about the user account, it's pretty much same in every operating system. So there is no complicated things. Just watching a video, you should be good with the installation. So here you need to first ask it is what is your name. So you need to provide your credentials here. For example, I'm going to provide my YouTube name, 9to5 Linux. So if everything is going good, you should be seeing a tick mark. What name do you want to use to log in? So I'm choosing the, let me show you first. When you use the numericals, it says your username must start with a lowercase letter or an underscore. So it's better to use the alphabets. So I'm choosing like a run boxing. And what is the name of the computer? So it's automatically going to provide, but you can choose whatever you want here. Choose a password to keep your account safe. So you need to provide a password. So I'm choosing the simple password, which is 125. And if everything is good, you should be seeing a tick mark beside the boxes. So if you want to log in automatically without asking for the password, you can check it or uncheck it. Use the same password for the administrator account. If you want to use the same password for the administrator account, you can choose the same password, or else you can create another password here. And when you click on next, here you should be seeing whatever you chose in the previous installation steps will be available right here. If anything is wrong, you can just go back and fix those things. So if everything is good, here will be the installation methods. And when you click on install, it's going to take like a 20 to 30 minutes. If you have a low end PC, it's going to take a more. If you have like a bit high end PC or the recommended requirements of this distribution, you should be installed pretty much instantly. And also it depends on whether it's a stable version or the ISO file is stable version or not. So if it's a stable version, you need to be installed very quickly. So it will be installed very quickly, or else it's going to take a lot of time. And I'm not going to install because I need to make another video. Here is the panels and panel preference. So it's clearly according to your wish. You can customize whatever you want here, like a power managers and all those things. So everything is pretty much default. I didn't change anything here. So these are all the same things you see. And also when I tried to log out, it didn't change the panel. So it's completely right here. So it's better to go install the LMDE instead of this distribution in my point of view. But if you want to try it, you can try it. So that was the video of DebLight Linux distribution. So I never tried this distribution. I thought there will be some changes, but it's literally same thing of LMDE. So I don't think there is literally no changes here. So it's clearly up to you to decide whether to use this distribution or not. So I said my all the thoughts in this distribution, and I showed you how to download and how to use this distribution. So I'm going to end the video here because there is nothing available right here. So it's clearly all the applications are from the default, and also there is no content creating applications. So you need to install whatever you want, like a photo editing apps and all those things on your own. So it doesn't have any bloatware other than some site links in the accessories. So as you can see here, they added like a 3 links. Other than that, there is literally nothing. So I'm just going to end the video here. So let's click on the logout screen. So the password you already know. So I'm going to just end the video. Thanks for watching. Peace out.